can't talk about some things, but we can talk about everything else. So, what? Yeah, this is question time. This is question time. Okay, right here in the front.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Murray.
Hang on, Jennifer. Hang on.
Jennifer Murray,
We got a
Murray?
whole microphone for you.
I'm so sorry. I thought my voice was projecting a little louder, but
No, it was, but in the back can't hear you. Whoa, whoa! Jennifer Murray, like Bill Murray.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. My question to you, Jensen, would you be able to belt off a little tune of Simple Man? Maybe just a couple little strands.
No, this is not like, we're not taking requests. This is not karaoke morning.
Okay.
This is for Monkey. Will you dance? The tambourines.
Disregard question then. Were you ever bullied as a child? And do your children ever experience bullying? Because my son and my daughters, they get bullied really bad. If so, what did you do? How'd you get through it? Because school systems really suck right now. And you're an amazing person. You guys have inspired millions of people. I don't know if it's millions, but you've definitely inspired me.
No, say millions.
If you ever got bullied, what'd you do and how'd you get through it? My son's 14, he's really going through the ringer. And he idolizes you, he loves you. He's got sensory disorder, so he couldn't be here because it would have been too much. But that was the question I wanted to ask.
Yeah, it's a big question.
That's a lot to unpack on that one. Yes, I was bullied when I was in middle school. What's that? What? Who did it?
Like taking her shirt off, like, point me in the direction.
Oh, I know her name. I'm just kidding. No, I know his name, and I won't say it out loud. But what I did, and this isn't advice, but I'll give you what my experience was, because I must have been 12, 13, 14, somewhere there. I found somebody scarier than him and befriended him, and then turned him on him. And that was the end of that.
Yeah.
But no, I got the shit beat out of me, like for a good several months until I finally. I mean, it was obnoxious, and I never told anybody. I never talked to any adult. I never talked to. Yeah, I just took it. And my friends knew what was going on, but they were scared too. They were too scared. They didn't do anything. So I found an upperclassman, and I befriended him, and it was, he was like one of those scary guys that there was rumors of him like carrying weapons to school and stuff, and I was like, yep, this might go south, but I'm gonna give it a go. And I just came up to him, I was like, hey man, can you help me out with something? He's like, what? I was like, this guy, he's like, you don't want to mess with you anymore? I was like, you're really nice. And he was like, I got you. And then that was it. He walked up to me and was like, you ever touch him again, I'm gonna kill you. Or, it was like something like that. And I was like, yeah!
What did he say?
But recently, my oldest daughter was getting picked on by a young boy in her class. And it was, at first I was like, oh, it's because he likes you, right? No, I didn't say that to her. That's what I thought when she finally brought it to our attention, but she didn't, she waited till it had escalated to a point where we got called in by the faculty, and they brought it to our attention. And then when I asked her about, at first my initial reaction was like, oh, how bad could it be? He's probably because he got a crush on her or something like that. And it wasn't. He was just an unfortunate, he was coming from an unfortunate situation. And so my initial reaction as a father was to get angry at the little boy. And then I figured out where it was coming from and his situation. And then I felt really bad, and I wanted to get him help. Right.
I tell my son to say, Jeff, it's not that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that
And a lot of times, we, as parents, I think our initial reaction is to just simply protect our child from the, right, that's,
it's hard to speak to a child.
you've dealt with some stuff too.
For sure, my kids, well, I did as a kid. I will say this, I got injured a lot as a kid, whether it was by bullies or broke my arm on a trampoline, or broke my wrist playing at a friend's house. Those hurt more at the time, but they went away. My elbow works, my hand works, my face is not cut anymore. Mental injuries have a longer lasting effect than physical injuries, and so when my sons have been bullied by other kids, they say stand up for yourself because you're either gonna get bullied forever or you get bullied hard once you stand up. And then a big thing is it's difficult for a kid to understand it, but just to remember, try and help them understand that hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how big you are. You can be 6'9". Big people get bullied also. But the physical pain goes away. Stand up for yourself, and you probably won't have to do it again. Good luck.
That's a good thing. Hurt people. So you gotta know that.
I'm gonna go right here in the green. One of our first timers. Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Chris L. Harris from Creekmore, just north of Raleigh, Durham. And I guess under the current circumstances, you two been doing any extra babysitting lately?
So much.
Yeah. It's been a lot. Yeah.
I figured it was going to come up sooner or later.
Yeah. I actually had to talk with Jen the other day. I worked so hard, 23 years professionally, I guess, to become a reliable actor, as much as I am or not. But even in school and whatnot, and I got really good at being valuable on set. Like I knew I could go to set and provide value. I could hit my marks. I knew my lines. I could help out people. I could rehearse with people. I could help block. I could do some of the stunt sequences. I've only had 11 years of opportunity to try and get good at the parenting side of it. And for many of those years, I was in Vancouver with my buddy. And so I'm still a white belt. I'm eager. I'm earnest. I want teach me. I'm a sponge. What do I do? So, Jen was out doing something, and she was like, hey, the kids are in school now, but a month ago or 2 months ago, she was like, hey, I have this, and I'm meeting a friend downtown for lunch, and can you watch the kids till 3? And I was like, yeah, of course. And so she left. I think she was gonna get a workout in at 8 a.m. and then go to her next thing, And so, dad of the year, man, woke the kids up, kind of let them have an easy breakfast. You want some eggs, making some eggs. You want some pancakes, blah, blah. You want some cereal, some yogurt. And that was 8 a.m. And then what do you want to do? You want to go outside and play? It wasn't 100 degrees yet in Austin, so it was maybe it was March or April, right after I'd done work for the year. And so, 3 o'clock, General's in, and we're outside in the pool. We're playing, we're splashing, having a gay old time, playing Marco Polo and playing sharks and minnows and stuff like that. And Jen gets back and she's like, hey, hey Mom, y'all having a good time? I'm like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, it's been a great morning. She goes, cool. So what'd y'all have for lunch? I was like, huh? It's I was like, we had
Lunch? What's lunch?
Yeah, we had eggs and pancakes and cereal this morning. They're all good. She's like, well, it's 3 o'clock. Dinner's you didn't have anything for lunch? I was like, hey kids, let's get out of the pool. Let's go eat something. So I'm still learning. I'm still a white belt, but I'm eager to learn. It's been humbling, to say the least.
My daughter said, Neil was leaving the other day. She's like, is Dad gonna babysit us? And she's like, it's not babysitting. He's your father. She's like, what is it when I'm around? She's like, well, you're just mom. You're like, exactly. He's just dad. It's not babysitting. He's taking care of his children. And I'm like, yeah, what she said. I'm sorry, I told you I was babysitting you.
Yeah, before Danielle was there, you had just got done saying all right,
Don't worry, I'm gonna babysit you
I think I'm
today.
babysitting y'all today.
Yeah. Oops.
Thank you, and welcome.
All right, let's Yeah, you're covering your mouth. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. What?
I guess we're about to find out.
We're about to find out.
So this isn't really a question, it's more of a statement. And it's,
That mic's not working. Just talk loud.
oh, I didn't realize.
Sorry.
But it's more of a statement towards Jared.
Okay.
I want to say, you really inspired me in the movie so much.
Thank you. No, it's amazing. Thank you. Let's inspire me back. We're all. Great. Thank you for letting me help you. I've been lucky enough to let a lot of people in my life help me, whether I know them personally or not. So keep at it. Proud of you.
Yeah, no, whatever. I only called on you. It's fine. I'll live another day. No, look, find your inspiration wherever you can find it. If it's in this thing next to me, then all the power to you.
Yeah.
Love you too.
Thank you. I feel like to pay it back. Anybody have a statement for Jensen? Yeah. I called your bluff. She just went, and I pointed her. She goes.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Grace from South Carolina.
Hi, Grace. South Carolina. South Carolinian.
Yes, not originally, actually.
Not originally.
But, you know,
Originally from where?
Ohio.
All right.
Wait, what do you call Ohio? People from Ohio? Ohioans? Oh, that makes sense.
She's only moving to states that end in like
Ends.
Texan.
I got stuck with the South Carolina boy, so.
I like it. All right.
Sounds good.
I like it.
I wanted to say, sorry I cried in front of you last November when you were here.
Oh, she's the one.
I
Yep.
have gummy bears for later.
What's that?
But I do have your gummy bears.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I forgive you.
But actually, it's kind of towards Jared. I know that
Kind of what?
More Jared.
I can't hear. Speak up.
Just like,
I'm getting old. Oh, is it a question for Jared?
I called her bluff and she was bluffing me.
No, it's a statement. So I know that a lot of times you have said that, let's see how I can word this, that your character was the first one, but we all know that Jensen's was a lot,
Shorter.
has lasted a lot longer, you know?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
When you know, you know.
Our favorite candidates. You're welcome.
Yeah, fair enough. I love them both. Yeah. Was that a statement or a question?
Was there a question in there anywhere?
Oh, got it. Yes, we do know that. Yes, we do know that.
There's a lot of statements going on here.
You take a lot longer than I do, apparently.
That just makes it more fun.
I have to go to work tomorrow. Hurry.
Oh my God. All right, let's go all the way in the back. Yeah, us. Yes. Yeah. Us? They're the last row, and they were like,
Y'all both did the check right.
yeah, you too.
So
What's up?
yesterday, me and Cindy's hair were like super frizzy, but when we got your autograph, it was like perfect. So we were wondering what you put in your hair.
Me?
I mean, your hair is great too, but his hair.
You know? Who are you talking to?
Yeah, you.
Talking to me?
Jensen.
You talking to me this whole
Yeah, Jared's hair was a little frizzy like ours, but yours was perfect. What you put in your hair?
What do I put in my hair?
Yeah, argan oil.
No.
It's an outward expression of our inner selves. So I'm kind of greasy and gnarly. He's very soft and smooth and flowy.
No, it's a little bit like this in the mirror. It's like,
Mine, I used the hotel shampoo today, and then put a beanie on, and then came and Ms. Victoria, who some of y'all know, took care of me. Thank God, because I haven't had a haircut in 5 months, 6 months, and so she makes me seem somewhat human. So ask her, she'll know. I don't know. I'm like, I sit there like, okay, thank you. Thank you. I see a red bracelet and I think a black watch band. Yes, yes, yes.
Right in the middle. Hang on. The mic will get to you by Thursday.
In 2 weeks.
So this is for Jensen. My name is
What?
Sorry. My name's Lori. I'm from Virginia. I'm here with my two besties. We've been best friends.
Virginia's
since-
for lovers.
Yes. I'm
Did you
here
know
with
that?
my
was
two
waiting.
besties, Sherry and Lisa. And we're doing this for our 60th. We're all 60 this year.
Happy birthday.
My question is, the three of us have been watching a certain daytime serial since we're 13.
Lucky Charms?
Yes, let's call it Lucky Charms. And I just want to know, if you had to do it all over again, would you spend your time on that daytime serial? And is that something you'd recommend to other people trying to break into the industry?
100%.
Because we loved it since our grandmas were watching.
Yeah, no, that was really kind of my training ground. I didn't go to a proper film school or acting school, and I didn't get properly trained, which is clear by if you watch
Anything he's ever done.
Anything I've ever done.
Right now.
But there I learned things that I don't even think that they would necessarily teach you in certain acting schools, which is, you know, hitting your mark, finding your light, understanding how to navigate personalities, which that show had, 30 actors, and everyone had a different personality, and you gotta navigate that if you want to, survive. And so that was, that was such a valuable experience for me. I talk about it all the time, and it's also such a great gig for so many actors out there. I always, when I left that show in 2000, I think, I always thought to myself, like, if I go out and it doesn't happen, I will 100% come running back to this because it was so great. So yeah.
I know in a lot of the other question and answer sessions, a lot of your colleagues have been mentioning community theater and things like that, school plays, but nobody mentioned
The soap opera. Yeah. I think, and look, community theater, going to school, any kind of like,
Making a video and putting it on YouTube or something, you know what I mean?
right, any kind of expression of, making kind of creative content, whether that's on a stage, whether that's in front of a camera, whether that's, in your room with your friends, reading a play or whatever it is. I think all of that fuels something within you if that's the kind of thing that you strive to do. And so I know that experience for me was 3 years, and it was essentially my college. It was my training ground for what I went on to do, and I'm forever thankful for it, and I will always praise it.
Yeah, yeah, bravo. There's something I think he and I both learned in different ways at different times. And I love theater, I love community theater, I love going to theater, I love Broadway, all this and that. It's different doing the version that we ended up kind of doing, because if you're doing a play, you get 3 months to rehearse it. You get to go left, right, up, down, center, forward, backward, et cetera, et cetera. Doing something like where he started or where I started, you kind of learn really quickly, like, hey, you ain't got all day, you ain't got all hour. Like, you have 5 minutes, like, get it right, like, because we're moving on. And so that really helped when it was necessary, when he and I were working together and the sun was coming up in 30 minutes. And we would have loved to have had 3 hours to get something done, but sun's gonna come up, and then it's not gonna make sense, so we're gonna have to cut anyways. And so it's like, okay, we've done this before.
I recently did a little part in a film, and it was this big in scene where all the
Do you smell toast?
all the major players were in the scene, and the sun was going down. But more importantly, there was a helicopter that was supposed to fly overhead, and the shot had to time out with the helicopter coming, and we only had like two shots at it, and and it, the sun was going down, so it was like a race to the finish. Well, my coverage was left to the very end, and of course everybody was, the director and the camera operator, and the DP was like, "We're so sorry, we're only going to get like 1 or 2 goes at this," and I was like, "That's cool." And it was like a full speech that I had, and I tattooed it the first take, and I did it again the second take, and I remember the director, he was like, "I love television actors."
Thank you.
Is it me? About in the back there with the red and black plaid. That's you. That's you.
My name's Lily,
Hi.
and I'm fluent in flute and bass drum in the marching band.
You play bass drum in the marching band?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
And I was wondering if you could be fluent in any instrument that you do not play, what would it be?
If I could be fluent in any instrument
In any instrument.
that I don't play.
Yes.
I would say piano. I love some piano. Or bagpipe, funny enough. Not even lying. I'm not even lying. Because just having seen, I know, it sounds weird, but I've seen piano live, and I've seen... Bagpipe? Yes! The feeling you get, I have a friend who went to West Point, and he happened to be in the marching band there, I guess, and ended up playing for like the royal family in Ireland and the Queen of England. He's amazing, and he brought his bagpipe out to LA 20 years ago when I was working out there with my other friend Matt, and like the day before they were gonna leave, he was like, "Oh, I haven't played my pipes yet." And I was like, "Yeah, do it." And so he goes up to my balcony. I told you the story on Fulton, right by Casa Vega. He starts playing the bagpipe, and we're just watching from inside, and then he finishes one of the songs, and he kind of turns around and looks up at the balcony, and just goes like, "Oh, thank you, thank you." And we're like, "Who's he talking to?" And so we get up from the inside and go to the balcony door and look down, and people were like gathered around. People across the street and other buildings had come out, and like, they're sitting there with their tea and coffee and just listening, and they were clapping for him. It is so haunting. It's just so visceral. So that'd be fun to play, but I think too difficult. Or didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo?
I love Australia. I want to be welcomed there as one of their own.
I would probably agree. I'd say piano would be top of the list, but then I would couple that with an accordion.
Poland. We welcome you in Poland as one of our own.
All right, I think we got time for one more. One! And half a one. Okay. Who's got a half question? Go, Jared, pick it. Don't mess this up.
Okay. Half question right there.
Uh-oh, she's looking at her phone.
Should've
You
pieced
wrote it down? This doesn't sound like a half
It's a
question.
three-parter.
It's a three-parter.
It's not, I promise. So back at another con, Jared, you had said you both are very humble and kind and are just so incredible as human beings. So you had said that you don't save lives.
Correct.
You're just an actor. I personally disagree because you've saved so many people. You guys got me through probably the hardest time I lost my mom. And so my question for you is whether you've ever had a person, whether it be a singer, an actor, mentor, who has gotten you through something like that.
Yeah, I'm standing next to him. Thank you all very much. We will see you all soon. Love you all.